Hi, Simon.
Hi.
I understand you. We've got this new thing that you can do now, English proficiency online at home while you're having a coffee. Now, in a
Yes,
very short way, can you explain how does it work?
it's very simple. It's generated with the iPad. We need just an iPad, and from there is a system-generated questionnaire. Student reply to it, and then we have the second part where we can chit chat.
That's great. And I understand that it's under Austro control and it is recognized by all the CAAs in Europe, including Romania.
Exactly, 100% is 100% EASA, and we have experience with Romanian CAA. They're more than happy to accept the exam.
Wow, that's amazing. And so it works, I understand, it's about an hour. It's about 3 or 4 stages. Can you briefly describe the stages?
Yeah, there is an intro part where we break the ice. There is a part where the student need to describe some pictures. There is a part where the student need to listen and repeat through some 80s messages, and then there is a closing part. So all of that is to evaluate all the 5 key points.
That's amazing. And I understand that you fly big planes, right?
I do actually. I do. I'm a first officer on a A380 at the moment. I flew 330 before for 10 years.
So you're flying the largest passenger plane for which airline?
At the moment, I'm flying for Emirates.
Cool. That's cool. So basically, you're in Dubai, and our student can be sitting in Romania, in Bulgaria, in Israel, in Jordan, anywhere in the world, and
In
they can.
Australia, in
Yes,
New York,
that is amazing.
as long as we can find the timing and the day that it fits for both of us, and within 10 minutes we can set up an exam. Normally, a few days we can set up an exam.
And the thing takes about an hour. And of course, what's the price?
At the moment, for 2024, we can still offer the exam at the rate of 180 euros.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So basically, it's 180 euros, but the person can do it from home while he or she's having a coffee. They don't have to book a place in the CAA and get a hotel and all that blah blah that comes along.
Drive the car, motorways or parking, nothing. It's 180 euros. That's it. Sitting at home while drinking the coffee on the couch.
That's amazing. I think that's really cool. I wish it would be when I was a student.
That's the beauty of COVID. We got aviation got more interactive at the moment.
So, from all your experience flying all over the world, what tip could you give a student that's now starting to learn to fly?
Okay, so I've been a recruiter on my previous airline, so I know how to recruit, especially cadet pilots. And do not concentrate only on passing the questions. You need to explain the theory, because once we do an interview, we ask questions. Like, it's not like with 4 answers, so you need to be able to describe it. So a lot of time people get lost in the memorizing the questions, whereas when you go for an interview, airlines actually want to see that you have the solid basis that will allow you to study for a type rating and whatnot.
Amazing. And what else would you give a tip for a student? Would you does it matter if they do it modular or integrated?
No. As a recruiter for cadets in my previous airline, we had no agreement with flying schools, and therefore we didn't care as long as you had a license. So we don't know the name of the school. There are plenty of schools. We don't know. The difference is we want to see quality in the student itself, attitude, skills, and knowledge.
Interesting. Very interesting. Is there
Like, we
anything
want to
else?
see students that are behaving, students that are studying, that are focusing, that they don't go to the type rating and partying 3 times a week. We've seen the worst and beyond. So the student need to be heads down on since the day that they will join your school. For the ATPL, they have to be studying hard. They need to know what they're looking at. and only the books can help on that.
That's amazing. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, also another suggestion is the same with English. At the moment, English is evaluated also in interviews. Therefore, I will suggest to students not to concentrate on passing the exam with me or with any other of my colleagues around Europe. Is more on do not stop at the level 4. If you have time, improve English, improve your language, because otherwise you will get stuck at the interview. You will get stuck throughout your career progression.
That's actually something very, very interesting you just said. So basically what you're saying, if a student is flying in his home country, you would recommend that he doesn't speak the home country language on ATC, but speaks English.
Absolutely, 100%. And if he see that he's lacking a bit behind with his English, I would rather suggest that he spend some euros, which shouldn't be a lot, but going through some English classes with some teachers anywhere in Europe, better live, like in person, rather than being far from each other. But English nowadays, I've seen some students struggling with the language, and we decided not to move on with them, especially for this reason.
Very interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I always tell to people, I get phone calls, I hear that people are struggling in talking to me over the phone, and normally I suggest them, listen, I'm not going to steal your money, study English, come back to me, I'm always available, but it's not for the license that you need the language, it's for your career that you need the language. If you want to progress throughout the career, if you want to go to bigger airlines, if you want to go to major airlines, you need to have more than a decent level of English.
That's a good one. I'll quote you on that. It's not for the license that you need the English, it's for your career as a pilot.
Yes,
That's a smart
100%.
one.
And this is normally I always tell to people, don't if you want, we can do the exam. Probably you will get 4, but once you get the license, don't expect that with this level you will pass an interview. I hardly believe that you will pass an interview in Wizz Air, in Ryanair. Company are expecting much more than that.